listening to Inclusive AF with Jackye Clayton and Katie Van Horn.
I agree with her.
Woo! Hello.
It is Wednesday afternoon, and this is the Inclusive AF podcast. I'm Katie.
And I am Jackye. Maybe we should do that.
First name. We're just gonna first name now. And then I can't, then you can't pause unless you're like Jackye. That would be odd. Don't do that.
How are you doing, Katie Sue?
I'm good. Emily calls me Katie Sue, just so you know.
Love that.
Emily's my sister. I know I don't talk about my siblings very often because they're all like, I don't even know. I don't know the right words to use today. We're gonna just leave it.
Because they're all listeners.
They're all avid listeners. So yeah, okay, so let's talk about it. So I would like to talk about, what's the song called again? Beyonce, Get On Out of This Job. What is it called?
It's called Break My Soul.
Break My Soul. Okay, so I have so many things to talk about with this song.
It hit like different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I felt it in my bones.
I just love that she does the anthem so very well, but I'm also like, oh, Nelly. Like my first reaction, of course, was the HR reaction of like, oh my God, please don't quit your job because of Beyonce.
That's what I said. I was like, I hope people are not going to quit their job because that comes from a place of privilege and you might need to keep yours.
Right. And I think there were a few folks that actually kind of said that, you know, like obviously she's coming from a place of privilege to be able to have that song and feel that way. But song,
you know, and I know there are some people that just need to get out.
Okay. So, okay. I think we talked about last recording. We talked about layoffs and kind of what should people do.
Yep.
I would like to talk a little bit more about, more about Beyonce because I love her, but also just generally like about what are the reasons why you don't let them break your soul?
I think one of the things that's really important is that there are companies that do break your soul. And I feel like some people feel like it's a rite of passage, like they have to have that, but you don't. And so I think I want people to really ask the questions to figure out, is it really breaking your soul? And I think that goes to, am I trying to be somebody else at work that's so extreme than the real person that I am? Because I think we're all different at work, you know?
Yes.
But it's like, am I to a point where I'm uncomfortable and this is stressful for me? Do I have to put on a full charade? Am I accepting things that I would not accept every day? Would I be embarrassed by the things that I say okay to hear? Or the other part is like, does this company support things that I am opposed to or donate? Like those are things that, even though it's nice that you have a job, that can really be crushing. And I think some people get so used to it that you don't realize that you're not your best self or doing your best work.
So for me, I agree with you. Like, I think it is like people feel like it's a rite of passage or like, I have to endure this, but you don't. And I think that's a piece that, so I'm going to say a couple things. The first one is, you know, I'm sure you've heard that analogy of like the father gives his daughter a car for her graduation and he said, okay, take it to the junkyard and see, you know, it's this old car, see what they'll give you for it if you sell it. And it's like $100. Take it to, you know, a car dealer, see them, $500. Take it to an antique or like a car restoration, see how much they'll give you. They'll give me 2 million because it's like a, you know, whatever. And, you know, there's like a watch analogy. There's a couple different ones. And I think that for me, it's like the knowing your worth and knowing where you'll be treated as important, worthy, all of these different pieces. And that analogy is always like stuck with me because I think it's such a good one. But then I also think there's a difference between work is hard and work is breaking your soul.
Yes.
And I think that's the piece. And I've seen quite a few posts recently about this, but it's like if you are being verbally abused or belittled or harassed or discriminated against, that can break your soul. If you if you're given projects that are not worthy of the level of skills that you have, like busy work, this one I think comes out sometimes for women being asked to like take notes when they're supposed to be leading the meeting, or take notes as the secretary when they can't contribute as much. And so I think there's that piece. And then I think it's also just like, have you looked around the company? Have you said what else is available? Are there promotion, other teams? And if once you've kind of looked at that and there isn't another place for you to go, that's, for me, those are some of the qualifiers. If I think about soul
I'm
destruction,
with you. Soul destruction.
I was going to say, I don't want to say break your soul again. But like, I think that's the piece where I have been, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but there have been times in my career when I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
Yes.
I am exhausted. I am tired. This is so challenging to my skill set, all of those things. That's not breaking my soul. That's challenging me and pushing me to do better, learn more, whatever it might be. And those actually, once you get to the other side of it, you're like, holy Hannah, I'm so glad I got that experience.
Yes.
But I think, like, have you had a similar, like, what are your thoughts?
I've had moments in my career that I put up with that were soul breaking in the past. Um, where it was just like a fight every day, where everything was a fight. Like I had to fight. It felt like I had to fight to get recognition, or I had to fight to get credit, or I had to, fight to get promotions or get like moved up. Like I feel like um those things ought to have happened. But the thing that I think happens, especially to people that have a long history of being ignored or disrespected or marginalized, pick the phrase, is that you like staying because you're hoping that the system is set up for you, and it wasn't set up for you. Like you're gonna get promotion. Like I came to work every day on time. I only take an hour lunch. I only take two 15-minute breaks. I go to all the meetings. I take the notes. I give all the backup. I should be getting a raise or getting promoted. And like holding out and thinking that I'm supposed to get this, like it's something that I've earned, and staying even when you don't get it, right? Like that can be soul crushing. And I think sometimes it takes going to an organization where they're not crushing your soul to realize what you've been dealing with, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I think that piece has a lot of it. And I mean, but the other part, just looking at the song, it's like release your mind, release the stress, there's so many pieces. I just think it's funny because it said, I just fell in love and I quit my job. And that says a lot, where it's like, it almost goes back to what you're saying. Like all of a sudden I felt value, and now I mean, you can probably take it a million different ways, but it makes me think of, I feel worthy now, like something within this relationship. I fell in love, and so now I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I don't need this job anymore. And so I think it's interesting that that's what comes right before that.
I agree. I think that one did also kind of stick out for me too, because it is like um, I can think back to times when I have had crushes or been dating someone and it's like, oh, everything's great. Oh, who cares about work? Let's,
Right. Right.
let's
Right.
focus on the important stuff like dating and, whatever. And so I can think back on those, and that's where it kind of took me, but I agree with you wholeheartedly, where it's once you start to understand your worth, know your worth, feel like someone understands that too. Don't you love when your Alexa just starts making noise at you and you're like, no, I just said her name, so now she's really gonna look for me. Sorry, I digress. Feeling validated, feeling like you are of value and someone is showing you that you are valued and like what that does to you. I think that just, it's so interesting to me. What else do you want to say about this song? I should pull up the lyrics too, because I just listened to it and I was like, this is good.
No,
What
there's
else
more
stood out
because
for
she
you?
says that like it keeps you up all night. That's why she can't sleep at night because of her work and her job. And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, people gonna be quitting their jobs tomorrow. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh snap, because this is not. It made me think of a resurgence of the Great Resignation. It was like, are people gonna listen to this and they're like this is your sign. This is your last straw. You need to get out and do that. So that was part of the things that it made me think when it was like it within the song again. It's like everybody's doing it. Like my whole clique, all of my friends, like nobody can take it anymore. And I think that's where we're at. I mean, I was talking to my executive producer who was like, "Do you think we'll ever like have more people that agree than don't agree? Do you think there's gonna be like peace? Do you think there's gonna be a point where all these blah blah blah?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And he was like, "Oh, okay." But I think that he was like, "Oh, that's nice." Um, but I think you have to have some kind of hope, right?
That's,
Where it's like,
that's really, that's a really hopeful position,
yeah,
Jackie.
I mean, you have to have some. I was just messing with him, but I was
Oh
like,
my God.
no,
So
no, absolutely
no,
not.
no. Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. That is a pipe dream. But I think what's important is that, you realize this is happening to everybody right now. And I think that we have had this collective mourning that we haven't figured out how to get out of. That's been carrying on for a long time. And that I think is woven throughout this piece, where we are starting to see people come out of it at different stages, but there is just a collective frustration that I see.
Hey, we're the payroll baddies, and our mission is to make payroll fun and relatable.
And call out industry when we hear it.
You gotta call it out. You gotta call it like you see it. But we also gotta shine a light on all those unsung payroll heroes out there, making sure we get paid.
Yeah, those are the real payroll baddies out there, and we love sharing their stories and showing them love.
With gold chain and everything, baby.
By the way, SAP is the best payroll out there, and if you don't like it,
Get out.
Yeah. And I think that's the part of the song also that I really like, the release part where it's like, it's not just everything's horrible, quit your job and we're broken. There's also this like, what are we going to do about it? And how are we going to release some of these things? Because I think I 100% agree with you that I think everyone is exhausted and everyone is like, this is never going to end. And we are never going to be in a country that can actually get along. And we're never going to have sensible gun laws. And nothing's going to happen from these January 6th hearings. And you can just like pile all these things. I don't know if you have had this recently at work, but I just have had a resurgence of folks getting COVID. And it's just like, it's never like, it's just always something. And I feel like there are these recurring themes, and to be able to say, not just you, I'm not going to let that happen, but also here's what I am going to put in its place. And I'm going to release some of the things that no longer work for me.
What was
So
that? Stevie
I'm
Pants?
sorry. It's okay. It's 4:00. This lovely dog that you love so much, Miss Penelope.
Yes.
She just looked at me. Where's Auntie Jackie? She's like,
She's like, where is she? I want to bark at her.
I don't know. I'm trying to take a nap. Could you please be quiet? Thank you. So she gets up very early, my friends. And then the cats
Yes.
are like all up in my business all night. So I don't sleep. I'm very tired. Very tired. Anyways, so really love the song. What else would you want to talk about with this song?
I just want people to, because at the same time, it's a weird time. There's companies like us that we're hiring. There's people that are doing layoffs, like we talked about last week. I just want to tell everybody to not give up and just keep networking because there's so many opportunities. Don't just network when you do have a layoff, and don't just quit out of nowhere. You might have to hang on to your job just a little bit longer, but keep looking to make sure that you can find a place where you fit.
And that's the other thing, like everyone is hiring right now, so there's so many places that you can work. I do have a totally random question for you. So the one line she talks about smoking with the yak. So cognac, right? But does that mean she smokes the POT?
Well, I wouldn't know. That is not
Exactly.
my. I think that's
Is that
what
what
that
she's
means.
inferring? That she's a Smokeahontas Rex?
I think she's actually talking about a real yak, like maybe smoked meats,
Bullshit.
like a sh- like a charcuterie board.
Nope. Don't try. Don't try to make stuff up. Or is it like I'm gonna use a very horrible reference. Is she like, she was this lovely young woman and then she married Jay-Z, who's like
No, she's drinking the yak and smoking the sack.
drinking the yak and smoking the POT, like a Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown situation, but not
It's
as dark.
so not that
Not as dark at all.
situation.
I'm just kidding.
Can you
No.
pick a worse?
That was not a good. That's not a good. I just mean like Beyonce's always been this like very clean cut, somewhat wholesome.
Oh, I think that depends.
Okay, now that I'm thinking back to like
I think that
some
depends on what track.
Destiny's Child songs. What was the one? Oh, I'm gonna. It's that one song that's like, it's gonna make me crazy. Let's come back to that. Yeah, I can get up here.
Oh,
Bootylicious. So do you know what I just Googled right now is Destiny's Child song about butts. I couldn't remember what it was called. Bootylicious. There you go. My brain works, people. Now you're getting the inner workings of Katie's brain.
I like that.
I was kidding about the reference that I just made on the Bobby Brown Whitney Houston. Sad story, and
Thank you.
we love you, Whitney. We love you, Bobby. Anyways, I just meant like, does she smoke pot? That's all I'm really asking. Do you think that she
I don't
smokes
know. I don't know. I'll ask her the next time we hang out,
at the
though.
club? I need to
I'll
know.
ask her.
I need answers. I'm gonna tweet at her and find out.
I think you should slip into her DMs.
Yeah, that seems like a totally reasonable idea.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
good about
Katie,
that.
and QQ. That's what all the kids are saying. Quick question.
All the kids are doing it. I should.
Yeah. But
I'm the
QQ.
cool aunt. I'm the cool aunt.
I don't think you should put like smoke POT though. I don't know if you're gonna get a response.
I shouldn't say POT. That should not be how I reference it. I mean, it feels right to me, but what do I know?
I think you should just add a GIF of Beyonce smoking pot. Is this real?
Is this you? I'm just curious. Yeah. First of all, you're very much overestimating my skills on fixing pictures. No, I'm not a skill set I have, nor do I care to have. All right, so I want to switch gears.
Okay.
How many calls have you gotten this week from people that work at Tesla?
Wow.
The floodgates have opened, my friend. The floodgates have opened.
True story. So when I was at one of those companies I used to work for, they were a client. And then the rep that we talked to at Tesla was like, Elon sent out an email and said he doesn't trust artificial intelligence. And I was like, he's got a personless car. Like, what do you mean? They canceled their contract because he said no more AI because he doesn't trust it. And so they canceled like 1,000 licenses, like overnight. Could
So
not believe it.
so I wanted, what happened? Like who hurt him recently? Because I feel like
I don't know.
happened because it was, he's gone to Mars and, Mr. I'm gonna leaving on a jet plane, going to Mars. And now it's like I'm uber Republican and I don't even know. And then like I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff that's like basically like I think I sent you the article. He, told everyone it's only going to be certain roles that we're going to cut. It's only certain roles we're going to make come back to the office. And now he's lied about both of those and kind of gone
Yes.
back. I just would love to be a fly on the wall for the legal team at Tesla right now, because they are pulling out their hair.
They have to be going. I mean, this is out of control.
Yeah.
And I imagine all of his close advisors are probably just annoyed by the whole Twitter thing anyway.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like there should be some new rule, like certain people should just not be on Twitter. It's kind of like my mom shouldn't be on Facebook, but she continues to like do stuff on Facebook, like repost pictures from like 2017 that you're like, now why, what, with no comment, just reposting it from someone else's page and like weird stuff like that. I kind of feel like this is one of those examples that like, let's not let him buy Twitter. That's number one. And
Yeah.
two, let's get him off the platform as well, because he's not good at it. So,
Well, I mean, sorry. The Washington Post just posted a white Tesla Model S was sitting in a Rancho Cordova, California wrecking yard earlier this month, having been severely damaged in a collision 3 weeks earlier when it suddenly erupted into flames. I'm like, really? Just stop. Like,
no,
now
no,
there's a campaign.
no, this is the thing. Hey, I know some stuff now. I know some things about some stuff. Do you want to hear?
Yeah.
So, okay, so the batteries on some electric vehicles have some component in them. This is where you're gonna, I'm probably losing some listeners
You're geeking
because
out.
I'm saying I know some stuff, and then I'm like, actually, I don't really know all the things, but there's something with the batteries that the batteries are catching fire, and so they are trying to change up the battery companies and all these different things and how they're making the batteries. But this is one of the challenges right now that EVs are facing. That's electric vehicles for those not in the electric vehicle space.
Thank you. I just think it's dumb that they put out the article.
FYI, Jackye wants to punch me right now. Sorry, go.
No, you're so smart. Tell me more.
Yeah, like, is it a campaign now that it's like now anti-Tesla, all the things?
It's like, come on, dude.
It's so great.
I love all of the things. I just am like, please stop. I'm really disappointed. The reason that I'm sad though is that Elon Musk, when he was opening like the Tesla factory and having all those things in Austin, and it was affiliated with Houston Tillotson. So now I'm really sad because it's like, I don't know. I'm confused. It's like, why are you opening this organization and specifically open a program at a HBCU, and then you don't want people to, then on the other side, you're firing people and you don't want people to get bit by the woke virus. So I don't know what is happening.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like something has happened where like we're gonna get. Just wait.
You
It's
know
gonna
what
come
it
out.
is?
Like,
It's going to be the POT.
No, it's going to be like a medical hold.
POT.
It's going to be like a medical hold because something happened to him. Because I also like that is one like that. Some of these layoffs that was the article. That they're getting rid of folks that are leading their employee resource groups.
Yes.
They're getting rid of folks that are focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion because
they had a focus, and then all of a sudden, how did that happen?
Yeah,
you're right. There's something that's about to happen.
Right. And I think the other part is that like he's calling the plants, like the manufacturing plants, money furnaces, I don't know if you heard about that one because
No.
because they're saying it's like just money is going out the window. Like he just is doing some very erratic things. And then I don't know if you just saw this one just popped up about he's considering doing ads to counter the media bias. So like I want to say, or you could just be quiet. If you just would be quiet and do your job, the media wouldn't have anything to report on. So like it's just weird to me that no one is advising him like, hey, maybe let's stay off Twitter for 10 minutes or so. And that it just is so it harkens back to a world leader that maybe led us for a while. Like just random tweets, random comments, random things that you're like, huh? What does this have to do with anything? I mean, he's getting a ton of press, but it's not good press at all.
At all. At all. And I'm literally just awestruck. I'm so confused. I just
Yeah.
don't understand why what 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 is going on. The world is like in mass chaos. That's why we have to listen to more Beyonce, and I can't wait for the whole album to come out because I think that Beyonce is the only thing that can save us right now.
Hey, this is William Tincup, and you should know about the You Should Know podcast. It's a topical, fun podcast with Ryan, myself, and a guest, or guests plural sometimes, and we tackle the most timely topics of the day. Give it a look, give it a listen, and subscribe. Thanks.
I did see something fun, a meme or whatever, something funny that was someone was like, Beyonce just had me spend $50 for this book, and now she wants me to quit my job. I was like, exactly. Are you also confused about what the woke mind virus is?
Yeah, I don't understand the woke mind virus.
It's just like I feel like
understand.
people are just stringing words together that don't mean anything just to do it.
They're just trying to co-opt on all of these things to try to make and people just hear it and then they're like, this is bad. It's like you don't
Right.
know what you're talking about.
Right. And then Tucker Carlson repeats it. Because
Why did you say that?
Because that's what he does. He starts to say some of these like wackadoo things too that you're like, wait, what? For anyone that's listening that works at Tesla, lots of jobs for you to get. Jackye and I are available, and we
will support
share,
you.
Yeah, we can share the links to our job pages. But I also like, so we're just talking about like toxic environments and releasing your job. Like this would be one of those times when you would have to, as a Tesla employee, regardless of whether you're being laid off or asked to come back to the office or not, that you have to sit back and go, what is happening here? And this isn't right. I don't know. It just seems very interesting.
I just think that there, like, as soon as things start to calm down, it's just something else that somebody brings up just to like infuriate people or to like distraction.
Right.
And it's like why, like this should not be a thing. I just wish that, I mean, there's so much that's already going on without this, like you were talking about. I mean, the resurgence of people still getting COVID and inflation and the fear of a recession and layoffs. And you're going to buy Twitter and then just call people names? Stop it. Like, nobody has time for that.
Right. Well, that's why he said he's doing these layoffs, is because he's worried about inflation.
Yes, but did you hear the way he said it? Like the first thing that he said was like, "Oh, this is kind of like, this is kind of messed up," and then someone had an official statement. I'll find it because it was funny. It came out first via email, and then they had to confirm, like, what are you talking about? Because of the way that he had said it.
I know he is obviously has a very different way of thinking about things, but there are some times when you just have to be like maybe get a communications person that can be your spokesperson.
Right.
I don't know, but anyways, like there's too many things going on but I do wonder like how the right is going to just destroy this Beyonce song and like be like, see, they don't want to work because
Mm-mm.
it's going to be some dumb logic of like, no, that's not really what she said at all.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel it. But I just, I just want I want people to just settle down. just,
Yeah.
just settle down for a
If
minute.
everyone can just settle down, that would be amazing. Yes, absolutely. What else you got going? Oh, so we are going to post a podcast that we did for Work Human, but it's audio. So look for that. And it's just a little bit, we're just sharing a little bit about our experience at Work Human. We actually recorded it while we were there. So we were all a flutter from the Work Human vibe, which is so good.
Yes.
Was that before or after that amazing dinner that we had?
Oh, I think it was after. We did have an
Mm,
amazing dinner. And
yeah.
then we need to go back and do that. And we just posted about the layoffs and the return to office. Now we need to ask people for some new topics. I don't want to talk about any of these topics next week, right? I don't want to talk about
Do you want to talk about
viruses,
Whataburger since you have a
inflation.
Whataburger sign in your back?
No, I want Whataburger for dinner though. Yum.
Okay, I just want to I want everyone to be aware of what happens while we're recording. So Jackye is in Central time zone, so she's 2 hours ahead of me in Arizona right now. And so she and her executive director get together while we're recording and decide what's for dinner. And it's never a good choice. It's never like, we're gonna get salads. We're gonna make some, I don't even know, I can't even think of a good example right now because I'm looking at the Whataburger side. Like Whataburger is one of those similar like Jack in the Box where you can't eat it during the day.
There were several years, and that yeah, I did get to know. I am a woman of a certain age where at 1 o'clock it's like, ooh, I want a burger, maybe a
Yes,
Whataburger. Yeah, I've eclipsed.
that's fair. I think every time what I remember about Whataburger, I don't go there very often. I think like the last time it was after a night out. And I always remember that it like would take forever to get our food because you could be like, I want, 17 different tops, things on there and this, that, and the other thing. And so it would take like 20 minutes to get your food. And then by that time you're like, I just need to go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Todd
Like
fell
whoever
asleep
was
in the
driving had to
Whataburger
deal with,
drive-through.
yeah, like whoever was driving had to deal with a bunch of like semi-drunk, sleepy people that were like, we're starving and we don't want to wait any longer.
When I was in high school, they had a microphone and we'd walk up to it and pull it. That's how they would place the orders, and we used to
Oh,
try to place our own order. Not a good
no,
idea.
not a good idea.
No,
That's
absolutely
not
not.
ideal because you would go inside.
Yeah.
I don't go inside places. I try to avoid that at all costs.
No,
Drive
this was
through.
high school. I mean, now
I
I'm
get it.
not looking for it.
Yeah, I
But
get
that's
it.
where the
'Cause
cool
we
kids hung
probably weren't
out.
driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this has evolved into what's for dinner, folks.
This
So
is
all
quickly
I'm
going
saying
into
is,
the can.
yeah, all I'm saying is, Beyonce is the queen.
Yep.
If you learn nothing from this episode, know that Beyonce is the queen. That
Yes.
is all.
That'll
That's all I
get you
have to say
through.
about that. Do you want to add
On TED
anything to
Talk.
that, or would you go with that too as your one thing?
I think people know. I think people really need to assess, and let's just continue the Great Resignation. Figure it out. Let's use the
Yeah.
opportunity to, shift.
And
But
again, I know
be
folks have
smart.
already, yeah, I know folks have already started reaching out from some of our prior episodes, but please know, Jackye and I know a lot of good HR people at a lot of good companies. So
Yeah.
if you need an intro, if you need anything, we're here. We're here to support
Yeah.
you in whatever you need. And not just HR folks, all the folks.
That's
all the
right.
people. All righty then.
Absolutely.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for listening. This is Katie.
And this is Jackye. Bye.
See, I did it again. Bye. Hold on.